Shane, you ostensibly opened the batting today. How comfortable are you in that position, and how much would you like to be batting there for the rest of the summer?
Well, I certainly do love opening the batting. There's no doubt about that. It's just nice to be able to get out there in English conditions again and try and spend some time in the middle. I was lucky enough to be able to get some good time in the middle today. I know after coming from India especially, the conditions are a little bit different here, especially with the newer ball. So it's good to be able to just try and lock in off a few technical things, especially with the bat, which I know I'm going to have to need all the way throughout this whole summer wherever I bat.
Have you any idea where you will bat in Test match?
No, I've got absolutely no idea. No. All I know is that at this point in time, I'm opening the batting in one-day cricket throughout this Champions Trophy. So no, they haven't talked to me at all about what the future plans are. At the moment, I'm just trying to do as well as I possibly can, and also just to be able to get some good form going and hopefully hold the good form throughout this whole summer. It's a big summer of cricket coming up, and hopefully I can, as I said, wherever I bat, I can hold that form all the way through.
Shane, last year the series went England's way pretty emphatically. Did you pick up things from that experience that you're going to be using in the tournament here?
Oh, of course. There's no doubt in that the last one-day series here, England played very well, and we didn't play particularly well, especially batting-wise. We just weren't able to get enough runs. Look, I don't think. Well, we learn a lot as a group. There's no doubt about that. We've got a few guys who haven't really played too much cricket here in England, so I think it's a learning curve, a big learning curve for everyone. Me personally, I'm continuing to learn all the time. So, and the more you face with the English bowlers, the more you get an idea about exactly how they're going to attack myself and every individual in our team as well. So we certainly have learned a lot, and we had to because we weren't very good in the last time we're here. So we certainly have to play a lot better.
Shane, one of the challenges, Dhoni has pointed out, is going in this tournament and going forward towards the 2015 World Cup is the new ODI rules with field restrictions outside the power play overs and the two bounces. Do you think how does the team strategy change?
It certainly provides different challenges. Just from the bowling perspective, you got to be a bit more creative with the fielders that you have out instead of the standard 5 men out that you normally do have. You got to think a lot more about where your fielders, and as I said, you do have to be pretty creative with how you're going to use those 4 guys out, but also how you're going to execute and what balls you're going to bowl to the field that you do set. So, bowling-wise, it provides a very good challenge, especially if someone's batting very well. It does make it very hard to be able to try and rein someone in. But from a batting perspective, there's always one area where there's a gap to be able to find a boundary. So, batting-wise, it does provide a few more options to be able to score and also hit boundaries. The singles are always more so going to be there in one-day cricket, but through those middle periods, to be able to have only 4 men out means that there's always one major area that's available to be able to hit through. So, it's certainly, if you're having a good day, it certainly provides a few more open areas to be able to try and take on.
Can you expand a little bit on how can the bowlers be more creative?
Yeah, well, I think 2020 cricket has made bowlers be a lot more creative. Even from the first time that I played 2020 cricket, even the first IPL that I played into, even the fields that we have now and the balls that we're trying to bowl are certainly very different. So cricket does, and skills do evolve, they certainly do. So even the fields having fine leg and square leg up and having just a guy out at mid wicket, that's very different to what we had in the past. Even having mid on and mid off up, depending on which areas guys normally hit. Third man is normally an area where you can bring up if you're bowling slower balls and changes the pace. So 2020 cricket has really sort of sped our development up and also our creativity behind our fields we're going to set, because as I said, if someone's going and having a very good day, you've got to try and find ways to be able to lessen the damage. And I said 2020 cricket certainly that exposes you very much to that. Now that there's only 4 men out in one-day cricket, if someone's having a good day, it's going to test out, our skills, but also how we're able to bowl and execute to our fields.
Sorry, Shane, forgive me for going over old ground, but English audiences haven't really had a chance to talk to the Aussie guys about some of the things that happened on the Indian tour. Obviously, from where we were sitting, there seemed to be a bit of disharmony and certain issues that happened throughout that tour. Are you confident that all that is now in the past and things are resolved and how they should be?
Well, it has to be. I think whatever happened throughout India, certainly for me personally, is was the lowest point in my cricket career. There's no doubt about that. So the decisions that were made were for a reason, and we certainly have to move forward as a team, and because we've got two of the biggest series two series back to back, the biggest cricket that we'll ever play, as well as the Champions Trophy, which is one of the best one-day tournaments in the world. With you have to be on from game one, otherwise you'll be out of the tournament very quickly. And we've had a lot of success in the last two tournaments, especially in the Champions Trophy. So we've got a lot of big cricket coming up. So we have to put all the things that happened in India behind us and find ways to be able to get the best out of ourselves as individuals and as a team as well. If we don't, then it could be a long few months and 10 months, but if we're able to bring it together, then we could have a lot of fun as well.
Is there any situation?
Is there any situation in which you might captain the team, either in this tournament or in the later, actually test play tour?
At this point in time, no, absolutely not. No, I stepped down as vice captain for a number of different reasons, but at this point in time, it was certainly the best thing for the group and for the team. So at this point in time, no, absolutely not. I'm just here to try and get the best out of myself as a player within the team, and hopefully be able to help as much as I always do anyway, to be able to help the younger guys who are coming through with the experience I've lucky enough to be able to have over the last few years.
Sorry, just one thing. You described that as the lowest point in your cricket career. Why did things get to that point? And was there something that you feel now, looking back, that you could have done to avoid things getting to that point?
Well, if I handed him my homework, then I would have avoided it. That's probably as simple as it was. So I look back and I would have done that, but I wouldn't have been in this situation that I was. Look, it was certainly, there's periods of time that things had been building up, really unbeknown to me. The things that were really affecting certain people within the group. So, look, as I said, we've had to move on. We do have to move on because we've got so much big cricket coming up here, and and it is a dream to be able to be a part of a Champions Trophy, and also an Ashes series and a back-to-back Ashes series as well. So, whatever's happened certainly in the past, and for me to be a part of hopefully this next little while of cricket that's coming up continues to fuel my dreams, and also continue to realise the privilege that I do have to play cricket for my country, and doing everything I possibly can to do it to the best of my ability.